welcome back to my 3-part series on manifesting millions. And so this series has come about because so many of you are interested in manifesting more money in your life and choosing an elevated experience. I have had a very abundant 4 years of my life. And, somebody messaged me the other day and they said, Kathleen, you're making more money than my rappers I follow. And I thought, well, isn't that interesting for a nurse from Canada to be manifesting levels of abundance that, are akin to pop stars and rock stars and rappers and things like that. And I think it's a beautiful testament to the power of personal growth and development and spirituality and what's really available to you and available to everyone. Every single person in this world has the ability to access infinite supply. And it's in your ability to do so that allows you to experience it. And so I'll never forget the day that I was in Bob Proctor's studio. And I said, Bob, why me? There's so many people that know this work, they understand it and they get it, they teach it, and they haven't experienced these levels of abundance. Why me? And he said, Kathleen, because you don't keep it in your intellectual mind, you've moved it into the body, you've integrated it into the body. So this is a perfect final lesson for the 3-part money series where we talk about the importance of moving it into the body. There is a thing where belief with movement of the body creates magic. So think about it this way. If you don't think something's going to work, you're not going to do it. If you don't believe that that outcome is going to be what you desire, you're going to procrastinate. You're going to wait. You're not going to get it done. But when you have an absolute knowing and belief that what you are about to do is going to work, you do it. You take inspired action, you move, you do. So a lot of the times procrastination has more to do with the underlying belief behind the task than it does about procrastinating at all. So I think about some of the things that I have procrastinated on in the past. It was usually like, let's say it was a paper. I really wanted to get an A on my paper in university. And so I left it until the last minute to write the paper because I was afraid I wasn't going to get the A. I was afraid it wasn't going to be good enough. It wasn't going to be done well. So what do? I create the scenario where it's not good enough and it's not done well. Your body will simply express what you believe. So this last part, the movement of the body, this is putting the new idea from the intellectual mind to work in the body. So when you believe something so much to be true, you move differently. Trust me. If you aren't moving any differently, if you aren't doing anything different, you haven't changed the pattern, the program in the subconscious mind. I truly believe that this information that I hold now is the cure to cancer. And I say it like that because we all want a cure to cancer. We're all looking for it. And so I believe that I have the cure to cancer. And so what that means is that I shout it from the rooftops. If you knew you had the solution to everybody's problem, would you keep it to yourself or would you share it and shout it from the rooftops? And so this is where I do believe that I have the solution. And it's not me, the solution. It's this information. It's this material. It's the understanding and embodiment of this work. And I'm a beautiful example and testament. And can I guide you through this? Absolutely. But you can do it inside of yourself. You are the key to changing your reality. And I can help you do it faster and I can help you do it easier and I can make you feel good along the process. I can give you the roadmap, the blueprint, but the work has to be done within yourself. There is a very, very powerful way in which you will manifest more in your life without having to do more. And that's what I want to teach you. I want to give you a little example. So when I was in the network marketing industry in 2018 and 2019, I got into a habit and I had a daily method of operation of reaching out to 10 people a day. And what was so cool about that is that it became a habit for me to just message 10 people a day, 10 people a day. And that 10 people that I would reach out to every single day, I would get 2 or 3 respond back. And 2 or 3 would be interested in my product or in my business opportunity. And, I felt some kind of way about that. It was like, I'm going to have to reach out to 10 people for only 2 or 3 to be interested. This feels like a lot of work, but I just kept doing it. And then magic happened. So you don't actually have to work harder if you reprogram the subconscious mind and enter into spirit. So when I entered into spirit, I started to guide in direct source energy. I started to believe in something outside of myself. I reprogrammed my identity in the subconscious mind to believe that I was confident and powerful and an incredible leader. Everything I do works. I'm highly successful and highly favored. I believe in what I'm doing and I'm passionate about it and I always win. And like that type of identity, I reached out to 10 people a day in the new identity and I started to get 7, 8 people responding to me. Yes. 8, 9 people responding to me. Yes. So it wasn't about what I was doing, but it was the underlying energy behind what I was doing that made the difference. And I keep seeing this time and time again. People that sell physical products, for example, they will sell the physical products in the exact same way that they've always sold the physical product, change the identity, their sales double, triple. What happened there? It's the art of attraction. It is literally calling a new experience in based on a new identity. So no, you don't need to work harder. And let me also tell you this. I started to notice in myself when I was running my business that strategy felt like it was important, that there must be a strategy to follow that will bring me my success. And so many people, including myself, past versions of myself, would seek out the one strategy. So tell me how to do it and I will do it. I will execute this strategy. If this strategy works, then we're golden. Everything's working. But what I have learned is that any strategy works because I now believe that any strategy works. And the strategy that I choose to call in, that I believe in, that I have faith in, will work. So things that I used to spend 9 days on, 5 days on, I now spend 2 days on because I believe that less is more. And I believe that any strategy that I choose to become aware of and believe in will work for me. So it's more about how you see yourself and what you believe in versus the actual strategy. Now, there are experts that teach strategy that will tell you, do this, it works every time. Do that, this works, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. There's a place for you to learn that. There's a place for you to grow and expand through that. But all I'm saying is, if you hold an identity that everything works, that every strategy works, you get to choose what strategy you align with, and you get to decide which way you want to go about running your business. So I post to social media the way in which I feel called to, not the way in which the world teaches me to, the way in which I feel called to. I share what I feel like I want to share. And I really, can get stuck sometimes in this feeling that everything has to be perfect and it has to look perfect and it has to be perfectly curated. Even these YouTube videos, needing an intro song and needing little graphics along the bottom and needing it to look a certain way. And when I let that go, when I detach from the need to be perfect, you guys see the value in the words that are coming out of my mouth, in the experience that I'm living, and less about how something looks on the outside. You feel it energetically, not visually. So I hope that distinction helps. But in terms of movement in the body, I want to make sure that we really, really understand what we're doing here. So you're now in spirit. You've reprogrammed your subconscious mind. You're a completely different identity. You must act in faith of the new identity. You must. So here is an example. I'm a registered nurse. Okay, let's go back to 2017, 2018. Working my day-to-day job at the bedside, working with patients. And I decide to reprogram my subconscious mind to be an entrepreneur, to be a multimillionaire, to step into this elevated version of myself. I'm going to launch my own coaching business. I'm going to be a manifestation teacher. I'm going to go all over the world teaching people about this work. But I never quit my nursing career. How does that work? How can I remain a nurse and a manifestation teacher at the same time? You can't. So there will come a day where you must say goodbye to the old and call in the new. And you do that through your action. You do that through an act of faith. An act of faith. So if I have faith that being a manifestation teacher is my calling, it is my purpose, it is what I am meant to do, I am going to have so many clients be changed through this work. I am going to see people winning and making money, and I'm going to be the best teacher they've ever met. Then if I believe that and I act in faith, I quit my nursing career because I know what I'm calling in. But so many times I see people that desire this reality over here, build the identity of it, but they never move into it because they stay with the old. And it can be a career, it can be a job, it can be a business, but it can also be relationships. So for example, I desire an elevated experience in terms of relationships. I want better relationships in my life. I want more love. I want more peace. I want more honesty. I want more passion. I want things to be easier. I want things to be more lovingly. I'm calling in that experience. That's what I want. And then I go and I meet a man tomorrow and he's rude and he doesn't make me feel good and he's emotionally unavailable and I continue to date him. What are we doing here? You're continuing to act in the old identity by keeping things in your life that do not match the new identity. So by releasing the people from your life that don't match it, you're vibrationally acting in faith of the new reality. So you know what? I'm going to let you go. We're not a vibrational match. I appreciate you. I care about you, but I'm going to allow myself to call in the experience of what I truly desire. So we can't continue to call in conflict and then stay with the conflict when we want peace. We must move into peace. So that's what I mean by an act of faith. You're actually moving something into the body and doing something different. In my Wealth from Within course, I talk about a concept called putting the prosperity idea to work. And that's from Robert Russell. And I love it so much because it's one thing to hold an idea of prosperity in the mind, but it's a whole other thing to act in a prosperous way. So if I believed I was prosperous today, what would I do differently? If I believed I was a multimillionaire today, what would I do differently? I would launch the business. I would make the investment. I would drop the old boyfriend that treats me like crap. I would step into that elevated version and choose new for myself. And we are so tied and attached to the old that it's hard to let it go sometimes. But when you have that faith and you are in spirit, you can let something go knowing that you're going to allow something better to come back into your experience. The other thing with the body is to act in spirit and to take inspired action. So when you are connected to your oneness, to that source energy, to the divine energy all around you, and you are connected to who you are and the concept that you hold of yourself in your mind, you will find that your intuition will speak to you. You will be guided. And so many times, and many business owners will act on intuition. It feels right. It doesn't feel right. I know this is good. I know this is not good. And I'm going to follow that feeling. I take inspired action. So when I get an intuitive hit, like these videos I'm recording for you right now in this moment came to me. You should record a 3-part series on manifesting millions. Okay, done. Okay, source energy. I'm going to do that. And so that is an intuitive hit. It is inspired action from an elevated place. So the experience of me that I'm choosing to be, the identity of me that I'm choosing to be that has a greater impact in this world, I'm going to start getting intuitive hits and nudges to guide me along that path. So whatever it is that you do for your receipt of abundance, whatever your business is, whatever it is that you receive your abundance through, you're going to get intuitive hits. You're going to get nudges. And I want you to follow and take inspired action. Don't second guess it. Don't think, oh, well, maybe I should do this instead, or maybe I should do that, or maybe this or that way, or what if they don't like it? And like, oh, well, maybe I should not talk about millions on the channel because what will people think? No, we're going to follow inspired action and intuitive hits and record the videos, which is what I'm doing right now. So I am actually now moving my spirit, my intellectual mind, and moving it into the body by recording this video for you all today. Inspired action. But the last thing I want to say about the body, and this is a very powerful concept, is that you must be thinking from the end and behave from the end. Okay. So this is Neville Goddard language, from the end. So Neville talks about there is an end result. There is a place that you desire to be. It could be your vision. It could be your goal. It could be the dream that you have for your life. It's an end. It's as far as your mind will let you see. So the end might be 100 million. So 100 million KC, that's the end result, right? So at 100 million, as this identity, what would I do different? Always asking that question. What would I do different? I don't want to ask, what should I do from a past version of myself? I don't want to ask, what should I do from even the version of who I am in this moment today? I want to come from the end result version, the future version that I'm becoming, that I'm fusing with the belief of today. And when you do that, it is so powerful. It is such a beautiful act because you can act in faith, in the knowing, and you immediately become a vibrational match to what it is that you desire by acting from that place. So when I quit my nursing career, I made a decision from the end. I made a decision from where I was going. I was on that green grass and I was in La La Land. I was in dreamland. I had created a vision. I said green grass because they say the grass isn't always greener, but it's looking pretty green over here. So I was on that green grass and I was excited and inspired and I knew what I wanted to do and what I was going to create. So I said goodbye to the old in order to call that experience in. So this is important. It's making decisions from the place that you're going, not from where you are. A little example of this, just to solidify this, was when I launched my coaching business, I had no marketing whatsoever, no website, no email list, nowhere to even collect payment from clients. I was literally just on Facebook in a Facebook group, talking and teaching. And I remember I got to that point where I'd closed about 10 clients into programs. I'd made $65,000 and I was like, I need a website. I need a landing page. I need somewhere to house my teachings and my courses. I need to look at marketing. And in that moment, I met with someone and she gave me 3 options. There was the basic plan, the middle plan, and the VIP plan. And the VIP plan was high. It was big. It was all of it. It was the works. It was the Cadillac. And then the basic package was like, okay, that feels good, but I think I could stretch. So I was called towards the middle package. And in that moment, I actually responded to her and I said, okay, let's go with the middle package and then we'll wait and see to do the VIP package. And then I sat back and I went, what did I just do there? I didn't act in faith that I know where I'm going. Because if I was acting in faith that I knew where I was going was to a multi-million-dollar coaching business, I wouldn't go with the intermediate package. I would go with the VIP. So I messaged her back and I said, I'm changing my mind. We're going to go with VIP package. And that decision alone catapulted me. That led me to a $3.3 million year. It's one of the decisions that I made that was so powerful. And so it wasn't comfortable to stretch into that. It was comfortable to stay small. But thinking from the end was the key to a lot of my manifestations in the past 4.5 years. I'll tell you that. There is one last bonus tip that I want to give you. So this is outside of spirit, mind, body, and all of it together as one. And the statement that I have written down here, and this came through me, this was a channel, and it's meant for you to hear it. And so I hope that you write it down and you understand what I'm going to say here, but I'm just going to say it and then I'll explain it. Your ability to hold and maintain a vibration different from your observed world is the magic. Your ability to hold and maintain a vibration different from your observed world is the magic. So what does that mean? Your willingness to become something in your mind that you've never been in the physical 3D world is how you manifest the reality that you desire. I convinced myself I was a multimillionaire before the millions came. I convinced myself that I was beautiful in my mind before my true beauty started to be shown to the world. I convinced myself that I was health and that I was healthy, and health is now my reality. I convinced myself that I'm the happiest I've ever been, and I experience happiness every single day. Moments of sadness, sure, but I am a happy woman. And so vibrationally, you want to hold something that you can't see. So are you willing to hold a vibrational frequency of something you've never observed to be able to call it in? And that is the key to all of this, is to do that. And you use your spirit, your mind, and your body in holding and maintaining that vibration. I am in a quantum leap in my business right now in a very big way. In all areas of my life, I would say I'm quantum leaping. And what's so beautiful is that it seems like it's all of a sudden. It's like, oh, all of a sudden this is happening. But there has been a sustained and maintained vibration over time. And I could say it's probably been about 90 days now that I intentionally created the new rise in consciousness. And now I'm observing it. But you have to be okay with just holding it until you can then observe it. I hope you have found this 3-part series to be helpful. I have so much more content coming for you. My goal is to serve, to teach, and to give you what you need to be able to create the dream life that you want in your world. If there is anything we can help you with or serve you with, you let us know in the comments. But there's going to be way more content and live events coming at you. And hopefully you will see us locally in your area soon. So thank you so much for watching, for tuning in. Please like and subscribe, and let me know below your biggest aha moment over the series. And with absolute gratitude and love, I'm so grateful for it all and grateful for your time, your open mind, and your patience.